I'm going to show you another strategy. If this strategy we did in the warm-up just like hurts your brain, you're like, man, I don't really get it, and it doesn't really gel with my math mind, I'm going to give you another option. You can choose either one. Both of them work. This one is called the in/out method. Trinomials when a is greater than 1. And this is the in/out. Standard form of a quadratic equation is still what we're working with. It is ax squared plus bx plus c. Yeah. Hopefully it's not pointless and difficult. I think, Elliot, you're actually going to like this better because it's a little more mental math based than the other one. Yesterday's is more procedural. This one's a bit more like what we did with the normal trinomials and breaking apart them into two. So here's our setup. We're going to get all the factors of a here. We're going to get all the factors of b here. And we want them to add up.
I quit.
I give up. There we go. I tried.
Why?
I tried to do it on that, but I just messed up too much. So I'm going to go back to my original. 2m squared. Okay. No. No, it's not. I just crossed it out. Well, because I was doing it on the doc cam, going back to my first years of teaching.
Why?
Because I felt like going back. Stop sassing me. I wanted a blast from the past. Okay, here's A, here's C, and we're going to see, does it add up to B? When you set up the in-out method, you're going to look at the A term, and you're going to list all the factors. This method is a little bit like guessing and checking, and it can be a pain when the number is huge, but it can work a little better when the number is a bit smaller. So I'm going to list the factors of A, and I'm going to start with 1 and 2. Then I'm going to list the factors of C. 54 and 1. Let's just start with 1 and 54 and see what it gives us. And if I don't think it's going to be 1 and 54, but I'm going to just test it out and see. When you check this, what you just did is you set up x plus 1 and 2x plus 54. This is essentially what you're saying the answer is. X plus 1 and 2x plus 54. And you'll notice that you can see pretty easily this is not going to work for B. Here's how I test it. I'm going to multiply the outside numbers first, 1 times 54. Then I'm going to multiply the inside numbers 2 times 1. Does 54 plus 2 equal 21? Absolutely not. This doesn't work. So I'm going to put an X here and move on. I'm going to guess and check and still stick with 1 and 2. 1 and 2 are the only factors for 2, so that one's pretty easy. The 54 is where my issue is. What 2 factors might work better? 1 and 54 didn't work. I'm thinking I need some smaller numbers. Wyatt, give me a guess.
2 and 27.
Okay, and we could try that, but my hunch is since 54 didn't work, I think it's going to be ginormous as well. So let's start listing factors and get a few more options, Kieran. Let's try 9 and 6. And when I put these in order, they're actually going to depend on the order I put them in is the one that they're going to work the best. So I have to think in my mind, if I do 2 times 9, that's 18. 1 times 6 is 6. 18 plus 6 is 24. That's close, but not it. So I'm going to put the order like that. 2 times 6 is 12. Okay. 1 times 9 is 9. I think I just found it. 2 times 6 is 12. So this is 21. That works. This method is called in-out method, and it works best for if you just like to think about things mentally and can kind of problem solve your way down to get the most accurate numbers. When you're making the binomial, you're going to list this first. Let's make it purple. Why not? This is an x, it's 1x. This is the second part. So x plus 6. Then you go to the 2x and the 9 and group that together. 2x plus 9. That should be the answer. Let's check. I'm going to shake hands just to double check that I got it accurately. 2x squared plus 9x plus 12x plus 54. And you got 21x, which is what I guessed and checked. I got 54, which was correct, and 2x squared, which, nope. Yep. That works perfectly. Check it with your answer. That lines up. It should be m as well. Sure, we'll change it. Okay, that is your first intro to the in-out method. Go to example 2. Make a box or a chart. All the factors of 3 go in the A spots. All the factors of 21 go in the C spot. And I'm trying to see, do they add up to a negative 16 this time? Let's start listing. Factors of 3 are 1 and 3. That's pretty easy. The 21 is a little bit trickier. List factors of 21 for me, Andrew. Sure, I think that's probably where I'm going to start. And I know that one of these has to be negative, Andrew, or maybe both of them have to be negative. What are you thinking? Since that negative is in the middle and that's positive, what are your guess for the signs? Does 7 times 3 equal positive 21? Sure. Does negative 7 times negative 3 also equal 21? Yeah, it's still positive if it's negative. And this is an inside b value that's negative. So I'm thinking both of these values have to be a negative number. There's 2 options. Turn and talk to your partner in the next minute. Which one would you go with? Option 1 or option 2? Go. Do the in-out method. Check the outside numbers multiplied together. Multiply that together. Yeah. This is your mental math process for what you're doing mentally. I'm showing it to you on the board. When I say mental math, Jordan, I'm still needing to see work. This is just the more inlined version with students who like to think about the problem first, not following steps. No, you can't. No, you can't. Negative. No. All right, 3, 2, 1. Let's check out option 1. Give me a 1. Option 2, give me a 2. Vote. Which one works? 1 or 2? Hands down, Jackson. Walk me through option 2. You say that one works. What would I do to see if it works? Okay, multiply the inside. And then what else? And that equals negative 16. That works. How do I set up the 2 binomials? You might have to look at example 1 for this. How would I set up the 2 binomials? The one tricky part for in-out method that I don't really like is this next step because it can trip up a few students. Sasha. Let's check out what we did up here. So I did the first term in each box. A or x plus 6. Stop. X plus 6. So if I match that up with down here, would it be a minus 7 or a minus 3, Sasha? It's the first one. So I'm going to take the first number in each column, a minus 3. Then I take the second number of each column, and that was up here. I took 2 and 9. The first one is always the variable. So this is going to be 3a minus 7. I told you guys, kittens. Kittens. They're just kittens. They're like so tiny in math, and then they are excited. All right, voice off. 3, 2, 1. Quiet. Did that work? 3a times a is 3a squared. A times negative 7 is negative 7a. Negative 3 times 3a is negative 9a. And negative 3 times negative 7 is positive 21. That works. It checks out with the question that I started with. So I'm going to box it. Next page. As a mathematician, you have the choice, depending on the problem, of what method you want to use to solve. You can use the splitting strategy. You can use the in-out strategy. It's up to you. I'm going to allow you to talk for the first 10 minutes through each problem. If you're stuck, you should be using your partner for help. If you aren't stuck even, you should be comparing your methods so you can see what process you took if your partner took the same steps.
Do we have to select them?
All of them.
Like,
Go, all of them.
I realize there's a lot.
Do it too. See how far you get.
8. Bruh.
I did, I'm kidding. Oh my god.
I have a problem. While you were explaining, I went ahead and did all of those, but now I don't have them that way.
So get a lot done in
I did it
class.
mentally. I checked the ones that were wrong. I think one up here in this one.
Okay, I need to see